Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great. Listen to this. Hold up, I'm about to play a clip where NBA legends straight up crown LeBron James as the chosen one. And trust me, you're gonna want to see this.
Time I seen LeBron play. So let me tell you a story. I remember seeing LeBron for the first time. He was doing a special. Let's say it was on a network, and in this special, he was a junior, and it was like coming out this junior season. He had this little nappy fro and baby face, squeaky voice, and I remember listening to the interview and hearing him say like if he can challenge the rule to enter the NBA after junior year, like he would. And I remember thinking, this cocky little, what? He can leave high school after junior and go play in the NBA? And then he had the game on ESPN with Dick Vitale, just that whole, the first high school game that we seen. And I tuned in like everybody else to just see what this guy was all about. 3 minutes in watching him play, I was like, oh, okay, this dude good. He good. Like he's on another level. He was a star. Like to have that moment, to be able to perform like that when this moment was so big and he made it look so easy, you knew he was a star.
Even though his hype was like never seen before in the NBA. And I'm a pro, I'm in the league, I've been to college, whatever. We hear about LeBron. We saw him play a couple times in high school, and he looks terrific against the high school competition. So you're like, oh, he's going to be able to play and compete. We get him on campus to get him to practice. He got the ball. He drives down the baseline and he jumps over Milt Palacio. Like leaped over him, spread his legs, laid the ball in, and I'd never seen that before in person. And I heard stories about MJ, I heard stories about Dr. J, but I'm witnessing an 18-year-old kid jump over a 6'5" point guard and lay the ball in, and he took off from outside the paint. And then on top of that, right away we knew that he was our best player. He passed the ball, he got by people, he wanted to draw on the defense and kick it. He made the game so much easier and so much fun to play with. Right away we knew he was our best player.
I remember the first run. I went down there, and when I went there, they give me the guys, you go in the gym, they give me the little side guys, and they keep their little crew. Right. They high school team, they went to state, 4 years in a row, won 3 of them. Like, they really know how to play with each other and play. So, I get the rest of the guys, they play on my team, I'm going to LeBron. I'm going at him. He ain't really stopping me or nothing like that, but it was something about him, just the way he played, the way they played, and how he orchestrated. And then it was like the last game we was playing, and he was at the top of the key, and he tried to pull me back. And I got all up on it, I'm on it. He shot the 3. I passed him. I put my hand on the ball. He adjusted.
Cash.
And it went in for game. I said, yeah. He one of them.
So you knew he was different as soon as that happened?
Yeah, when that Pacific play, 'cause my homeboy was there. Because I used to call my homeboys back home. It's like, man, it's this dude named LeBron James. He probably the best high school player I ever seen. No, he ain't, G. No, he ain't, G. He ain't better than you, G. I ain't never seen nobody better. I'm talking about arguing with my own people about me and somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, this dude is throwing it between his legs, dunking that motherfucker. He doing everything.
First time playing against him in the actual game, he was so much bigger and stronger than everybody at that position. And me and Tayshaun was sitting on the bench because, at that time he was a pass first type of guy. He still is a pass first type of guy. And we were like, hey, you know what, we better beat up on him now, because once he figures it out, we ain't gonna have a chance. And in that playoff game, he kind of figured it out. I looked at Tay, I said, Tay, bro, he figured it out, man. That might have been our last time the year before that of beating up on LeBron James, because now this kid is about to take over the league.
Hold up, let me tap in real quick. This is honestly crazy to hear, because when several players speak like this, it really means something deeper. You can tell that respect and recognition didn't just show up later out of nowhere. It was already locked in from day one. And when people talk about spotting greatness that early, it just proves how rare that level of talent and presence really is.
I kept up one time and being in Cleveland, being picked up by one of my friends. Where we going? You gotta see this kid. I know, man, I'm hungry. No, you gotta see this kid. What kid? I'm like, man, he's on Sports Illustrated already? So we pulled in the gym in Cleveland, and it's packed. And I see this kid, and I see I haven't seen nobody dominate high school like that since me. And I said to myself, he can go pro right now.
LeBron was in the 7th grade at AAU Nationals. I got that game on tape. And so it's always been funny to me when I've heard the outside noise on LeBron early in his career. Everybody was wanting him to be like Kobe and be like Jordan. I was like, yeah, I don't understand. This dude was a point guard. And that's who I was matched up against. But he was a point guard who could jump out the gym. So on the tape, you see him diamond out, but then you also see him getting all this over the rim in the 7th grade, right? So funny story is, it was me, Indy Eby, Kendrick Perkins, we all on the Houston Hoops. The very next year, we checking in the hotel for AAU Nationals. LeBron and his team is standing outside the hotel, and Bron had grown 5 or 6 inches. Big Perk like, yo, is that the same? And I was like, yo, that's the same dude. And we knew then it was a wrap, because everything that you see, the vision, the handling, the playmaking, he had all that at 6'2", 6'3". Now you telling me that this dude can do this at 6'6", 6'7". We knew it was over. That was before the Sports Illustrated article that named him the chosen one. We already knew.
So, did you and LeBron start playing each other and start developing a friendship?
So LeBron is one year younger than me. So we played, and when I get to Oak Hill, Bron and them had beat Oak Hill the previous year. And I'm like, yo, I gotta play against him. Like, it's on the schedule. We gotta make it happen. I knew nothing. I ain't never seen him, none of that. Because back then, he was a pamphlets, right?
Man, we was talking about this before. Like, there's no internet. You didn't know who the motherfucker was till you seen him in the gym.
It was Bob Gibbons' report, you know what I'm saying? So I was in that box in the middle.
That's crazy.
Whoever was in the box, that was the #1 player. So that's who you're going after at that point. So we get the jersey, and we playing in a primetime shootout. And he coming in the hotel, and we coming in the hotel. And he like, yo, you mellow? Like, you know, you mellow? I'm like, yeah. And we sat on the steps. It was All-Star Weekend in Philly, too. So we sat on the steps for hours the night before the game. Like, I don't know nothing about you, dog. You don't know nothing about me. And we sat there for hours just kicking and just talking, man. And we clicked from that moment, you know what I'm saying? We just felt like we had similar backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? You single parent home, broken family, growing up in the hood, you know, that was a similar.
What's up? So let me break down how I'm really looking at this. Here's the thing, listen to this. When you hear stories like this about LeBron James, it adds a whole new layer to that GOAT conversation. It's not just about stats, rings, or longevity, even though, yeah, those matter heavily. It's also about impact and how people spotted something special before it was fully proven on the biggest stage. When multiple players say they saw him in high school and already knew he was different, that's something you can't really measure. Some people will always lean toward other legends based on what they value, whether it's skill, dominance, or influence on the game, and honestly, that's fair. But moments like this, they help you understand why so many people lock LeBron into that #1 spot. It's the mix of insane expectations, actually living up to them, and then sustaining that level for years. Appreciate you for watching, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button.